Have you ever felt like you were moving through life, but never fully in it? As if conversations sounded distant, places felt temporary, and deep inside you knew this world was not the only one you belonged to. Chosen one, what if I told you that you've been walking in another dimension without even realizing it? Picture this: a crowded street crossing. Everyone rushes forward, lost in their phones, chasing deadlines. But you pause. For a moment, the noise fades, the colors sharpen, and you sense a doorway no one else can see. Your spirit knows it's there, and once you notice it, you can't unsee it. That restlessness you've carried, the feeling of being out of place, is not a flaw. It's a signal, a whisper from beyond, proving your soul has been living in two realms at once. In this message, we'll uncover the hidden signs that reveal you've been shifting dimensions. But stay with me until the very end, because the last sign is the one most chosen ones completely miss. And that single truth doesn't just explain your past, it unlocks your destiny. Before we begin, do something important. Like this video, subscribe, and comment 777 below. Why? Because 777 is the number of divine alignment, and declaring it activates that alignment in your life. Plus, subscribing ensures you keep receiving the messages your spirit has been waiting for. So take a deep breath. The veil between worlds is about to lift, and the first sign, the one that proves you've never truly belonged here, will change the way you see yourself forever. Number 1. You've always felt like a stranger, even in familiar places. Think back to your childhood. Maybe you were sitting in a classroom, surrounded by kids laughing, trading jokes, fitting perfectly into their little groups. You smiled, you played along, but something inside whispered, "You don't fully belong here." It wasn't sadness, it wasn't shyness, it was recognition. Like stepping into a house and realizing, "This isn't my real home." Chosen one, this is one of the clearest signs you've been living across dimensions without realizing it. The sense of displacement is not a curse. It's proof that your spirit vibrates at a higher frequency than the environment you were born into. Picture a bird inside a cage of mirrors. Everywhere it looks, it sees only itself. It begins to wonder, am I alone, or is there a flock waiting beyond? That's you. You're not broken. You're not lost. You're perceiving the walls others cannot see. Have you noticed how, in crowded places, malls, parties, even family gatherings, you suddenly feel invisible? Everyone buzzes with excitement, but your soul feels detached, almost watching from outside your body. That's not social awkwardness. That's your spirit whispering. You were never meant to blend in completely. Here's where many chosen ones stumble. They fight that feeling. They think, if I just dress like them, talk like them, force myself into their rhythm, maybe I'll finally fit. But the emptiness only grows louder. Because the truth is, your displacement is not punishment, it's preparation. You were designed to stand apart so that, when your calling ignites, you won't confuse yourself with the crowd. Here's something practical. The next time you feel this strange sense of not belonging, don't run from it. Pause, take a deep breath, whisper, "This is proof I am chosen." That small shift transforms isolation into empowerment. Instead of drowning in loneliness, you'll feel heaven setting you apart for a mission only you can carry. Mini reward for staying with me. The reason you've always felt out of sync is because your spirit is bilingual. You understand the language of this physical world, but you also hear the whispers of another. That double awareness is the mark of someone already living between dimensions. And it goes deeper, because displacement doesn't just appear in your waking life. It often invades your nights, through the realm of dreams. And if feeling like a stranger is one clue, your dreams are the map that confirms it. Number 2, your dreams are not random. They are portals into another dimension. Think about it. How many times have you woken up from a dream that felt more real than yesterday's breakfast? A dream where the colors were sharper, the emotions more intense, and the memory lingered all day. That chosen one is not imagination. That is your spirit remembering. Dreams are not noise from the brain. They are whispers of eternity. Picture this: you're walking down an endless hallway. Doors line both sides, some closed, some slightly open. Every dream swings one of those doors wide. On the other side, you may glimpse your future, recall another timeline, or receive a warning from heaven itself. Have you noticed recurring dreams? The same place, the same figure, the same scenario repeating. That's not coincidence. That's a portal demanding your attention, a message saying you didn't catch it the first time. So here it is again. And here's something deeper. Some of the people in your dreams are not inventions of your brain. They are real souls, chosen ones like you, whom you've already encountered in the spirit realm. Maybe you haven't met them here yet. Maybe you will tomorrow, or years from now. But your spirit already knows them, because beyond this dimension, time doesn't move in straight lines. This is why dreams often feel strangely familiar. You wake up thinking, I've been there before. I know this person, even though we've never met. That's your spirit reminding you your story is larger than one lifetime. But here's the mistake many make. They wake up, shrug, and move on. They treat dreams as random static, when in truth, they are the GPS of the soul. Here's a practical step. Keep a dream journal. Each morning, even if you only recall fragments, write them down. Over time, patterns emerge, symbols connect. What looked random forms a map, and that map points directly to your mission. Mini reward. The dreams that feel most chaotic often hide the clearest signals, the nightmare that shook you awake. It wasn't only fear, it was your spirit resisting an attack from another dimension. And the fact that you woke up means you won. Chosen one. When you start treating dreams as messages instead of accidents, your entire perspective shifts. You realize you were guided all along. But if dreams whisper at night, the next sign shouts in daylight. Because beyond the portals of sleep, there is another signal that proves you've been living across dimensions. It's in the way you experience time itself. Number 3, time bends around you. Have you ever looked at the clock and thought, where did those hours go? Or the opposite. 5 minutes felt endless, stretching far beyond what the clock claimed. Chosen one, that's not distraction. That is your spirit slipping into realms where time doesn't flow the same way. Picture 2 rivers running side by side. One calm, steady, predictable. That's how most people live, trapped in linear time. The other wild, circling back, rushing forward, sometimes pausing in stillness. That's the river your soul swims in. And when the two overlap, you feel the distortion. Déjà vu is another clue. You walk into a room, meet someone new, or stand in a place you've never been, yet you know it. You've seen it before. Why? Because in another dimension, another version of you already stood there. You're not remembering the past. You're glimpsing a parallel thread of your story. And think about it. Why do some moments feel eternal, waiting for news, sitting in silence, while others vanish in a flash? It's not just psychology. Your spirit is sensitive to the fabric of time. You notice the pauses, the overlaps, the shortcuts. Here's where many chosen ones stumble. They mistake these time slips for anxiety or lack of focus. They say, I can't concentrate. I'm always lost in thought. But you're not losing time. You're being invited to notice it. The distortion itself is the message. Pay attention. Something is shifting in the unseen. Here's a practical step. The next time you feel déjà vu, don't brush it off. Pause. Ask yourself, why is heaven showing me this twice? What am I supposed to see right now? That small pause can turn a fleeting glitch into a doorway of clarity. Mini reward. Many breakthroughs in history, discoveries, inventions, visions, came because chosen ones paid attention to distortions in time. They didn't dismiss the strangeness. They leaned into it. And by doing so, they caught glimpses others missed. Once you start honoring these distortions, life changes. You stop fearing wasted time. You stop panicking over delays. You realize delays are often divine. Because while the clock here seems paused, heaven is rearranging events in your favor. And here's the loop I want you to hold on to. Time distortions are not only external, they show up in your body too. The next sign isn't written in the hours of the day, but in the way your very flesh reacts to what others cannot see. Number 4, your body reacts to what others cannot see. Chosen one, have you ever walked into a room and instantly felt heaviness in your chest before anyone said a word? Or met someone for the first time and, without reason, your skin crawled, your stomach turned, or peace flooded you? That's not coincidence. That's your spirit using your body as a radar. Picture your body like an instrument. For most people, it's out of tune, dull, unresponsive. But for you, every string vibrates at the faintest touch of unseen energy. That's why you feel chills with no wind. That's why your heart races even when nothing is happening in the physical. Your body is translating the language of the spiritual realm. Yet so many chosen ones misinterpret this. They think, I'm anxious, I'm overreacting, I'm too sensitive. But your sensitivity is not weakness. It is prophecy written on your skin. Think about it. How many times have you ignored that gut feeling, only to regret it later? The person who felt wrong betrayed your trust. The heavy place became the center of conflict. And how many times did peace flood you right before a blessing arrived? That's not imagination. That's the other dimension pressing into this one, and your body catching it first. Here's a practical step. The next time your body reacts, goosebumps, a sudden headache, unexplained fatigue, or joy rising up for no reason, don't dismiss it. Pause. Ask yourself, what is this energy trying to tell me? Is it warning me or inviting me? By asking, you train your spirit to discern instead of doubt. Mini reward. When you begin listening to your body, you'll see that most of those random feelings were accurate signals. You'll start trusting yourself again, and in that trust, heaven can entrust you with even deeper revelations. But your body doesn't only react to people or rooms. It also responds to repeating signs in the environment, numbers, patterns, and symbols that keep showing up until you finally realize the message was never random. And if your body is the instrument, the world around you is the stage. Which leads us to the next sign, one that doesn't just happen inside you but keeps appearing outside of you, again and again. Number 5. The universe keeps speaking to you through repeating signs. Chosen one, how many times have you glanced at the clock and seen 11:11 staring back, or noticed the same number on license plates, receipts, even billboards? At first, you brushed it off, but deep inside, you knew. This wasn't coincidence. It was communication. The spiritual realm rarely shouts. It whispers. One of its clearest whispers is repetition. Numbers, symbols, patterns that bypass logic and strike straight into the soul. Picture heaven tapping you on the shoulder. Once, twice, 3 times. The first time, you ignore it. The second, you feel curiosity. By the third, you realize something is reaching out. That is exactly what happens when signs repeat. These numbers and symbols aren't random codes. They carry energy. 111 often signals alignment and new beginnings. 333 reminds you that divine presence surrounds you. 777 whispers you are walking in spiritual perfection. But beyond the universal meaning, each sign is personal, tailored to your journey. Have you noticed feathers showing up in unusual places, or the same animal crossing your path again and again? These aren't accidents. They are markers stitched into reality, guiding you toward destiny. The world is alive with coded language most never learn to read. But you, chosen one, have already started noticing. Here's where many fall short. They dismiss it as superstition. They say it's just imagination, just probability. But why does it always happen at the exact moment you need reassurance? Why does the number appear right after you pray, or right before a decision? That timing isn't random. It's orchestration. Here's a practical step. Start a pattern log. Each time you see a repeating number, symbol, or event, record it. After a week, review your notes. You'll see connections forming. You'll realize heaven has been guiding you with breadcrumbs all along. Mini reward. The moment you stop calling them coincidences, the signs increase. Why? Because acknowledgement is permission. When you honor the signals, the spiritual realm knows you are listening, and when you listen, you're entrusted with deeper mysteries. But here's the real cliffhanger. All these numbers, feathers, and signs aren't the destination, they are preparation. Confirmations to build your faith. Because the greatest sign of all isn't written in clocks or clouds, it's written in your very destiny. And chosen one, that next sign is the one most ignore until it's too late. It doesn't just explain your present, it unlocks your mission for eternity. And number 6, the undeniable call of destiny. Chosen one. Everything we've uncovered, the displacement, the dreams, the bending of time, the sensitivity of your body, the repeating signs, all of it was preparation. But this is the reason you've been living in another dimension. Deep within you, a call has been echoing, and that call is destiny. Have you noticed how nothing ever felt enough? Jobs, relationships, even cities, they satisfied you for a while, but soon became too small. Like wearing shoes you outgrew long ago. That stirring inside is not restlessness. It's heaven saying, you were made for more. Picture a golden road, invisible to others. People walk past it every day, never seeing it. But you felt its pull. Even when you couldn't name it, you sensed it. It tugged at your chest, whispered in dreams, spoke through every sign we've uncovered. That golden road is your destiny. Destiny is dimensional. It doesn't belong only to this life. It carries every lesson your soul has gathered across realms and lifetimes. That's why your mission feels bigger than circumstances. That's why your pain was heavier. Every challenge was shaping you for something beyond the ordinary. Hear me clearly. You didn't survive everything just to blend in. The isolation, the attacks, the strange signs. They were proof you are chosen for a calling that shakes dimensions. Here's where many stumble. They wait for destiny to arrive like a letter in the mail, but destiny doesn't knock. Destiny waits for you to step into it, and that requires a response. And the response is simple, yet powerful. Accept it. Declare it. Say out loud, I am stepping into my destiny. Words spoken are keys. When you declare it, doors unlock. The golden road becomes visible. Confusion fades, and clarity rises. Here's a practical step. Tonight, before sleep, place your hand on your heart and declare, I align myself with the destiny heaven designed for me. Do it daily. Watch your dreams shift, signs multiply, and opportunities rearrange themselves. Destiny doesn't just shape your future. It rewrites your present mini reward. That constant sense that something bigger has been following you wasn't imagination. It was your calling. And now that you recognize it, you can never go back. Once you see the golden road, you cannot unsee it. This is the sign most people ignore until it's too late. They bury it under routine. They trade destiny for comfort. But you didn't arrive here by accident. Heaven guided you to this exact moment to remind you, you've always been more than human. You've always been multidimensional, and your destiny has been waiting for you to step forward. So let me ask you, will you? Because everything we've uncovered so far wasn't the end. It was only the beginning. Chosen one, take a breath. Let everything we've walked through settle in your spirit. The feeling of displacement, the dreams that whispered in the night, the bending of time itself, the sensitivity of your body, the patterns written into reality, and finally, the undeniable call of destiny. None of this was random. These were the fingerprints of heaven on your life. You didn't stumble here by chance. Every hardship, every tear, every lonely night was shaping this exact moment. The moment you realize you were never ordinary. You were never just passing through. You were always walking between dimensions. And listen carefully, not everyone will understand. Some will laugh, some will dismiss it. But that doesn't matter, because not everyone was chosen. You were. That's why you feel deeper. That's why the world never fully fit you. That's why you could never ignore the signs. Chosen one, your mission is bigger than comfort, bigger than fear, bigger than what people expect of you. You carry a destiny that echoes across dimensions. And when you step into it, your life won't just change, it will transform others. So here's your activation. Say it out loud. I am stepping into my destiny. Let those words vibrate in your chest. Speak them until they become truth. Because when you declare it, you align with it. Now, I'll ask you something powerful. What would your life look like if you embraced this truth today? What would shift in your relationships, your choices, your vision of yourself? That question is not rhetorical. It is a challenge. And the answer begins the moment you accept that you were born to walk the golden road of destiny. Here's what I want you to do right now. If this word spoke to your spirit, share this video with another chosen one who needs to hear it. Don't keep the revelation to yourself. Someone else is waiting for their confirmation. If you've made it this far, type in the comments. I am stepping into my destiny. That single act is more than engagement, it's agreement. It's you sealing what heaven already declared. And before you go, make sure you're subscribed. Why? Because this awakening has only begun, and you don't want to miss the next revelation. Finally, look at the screen right now. Another message is waiting for you. Don't hesitate. Click it, because everything until now was preparation. But what comes next is the reason you were chosen.